seeking, but there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Roethlisberger will throw. He's got this complete to Hamilton. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Black 20. Mike 54. Go, go, go. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. The Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
First down. Black 20.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Let's go, we got this. Mike 55. Right there. What is it? Man, give these tracks. Let's go. Check. Snickers, now spin.
On the ground, it's Riddick. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Riddick with a carry. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Black 80, Jack 16.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. The completion to Riddick. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it's a 2nd down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
5. Let's get that low. Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50. Bound to lose 1.
Here's Roethlisberger. This is the tight end fan. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Let's get it.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
I know he ain't got it. Whoa! Mike 55. Wrap.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He completes this to Sutton, and he gets this only to the 41, not near enough for the first. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. So on now is Brandon McManus. He has hit from as far away as 57, but that was in Denver. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Here's Madison running on first down. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Ready? 60 outlaw. You must be dreaming. Go. Motion, motion, motion. 45 the mic. 40. Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot. Hey, check mic 45. Check mic 42.
On second down, this is Madison. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Got it? 45, 45, Mike, 45. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. Be careful, be careful.
On 3rd down, they run with Madison. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And finally taken down at the 15. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Let's go.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Fitzgerald. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Bailey got the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
66.
Hey, check. Mike 50, Mike 50.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back.
Now it's Roethlisberger going for the deep ball. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow.
Let's go.
It's a big play there for the Broncos. 42 yards. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, exit.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Rip left. Hey, alert.
Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger going for it all. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
Watch the screen.
Hey, wahoo. Middle. Show that bench release and go. Double. Like a double.
2nd and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. That went into the hands of Hamilton. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
Alert.
To throw again is Roethlisberger. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Troy Apke. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And an alley to run. And how about that for just running out the clock? Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10.
Watch the screen. Jam. Check nickel.
Stand.
Off the play fake. Fitzgerald. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Let's go.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Hey, Alpha.
45's the mic. Get in the weight room.
Ready.
Throwing again. Fitzgerald looking here for Smith downfield. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. From the gun, Fitzgerald. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Now a man who punted for the Broncos for 6 years, Britton Colquitt, on to kick it away as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. It's complete to Diggs. And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Off play action. Fitzgerald. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Back to throw. Fitzgerald. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Adam Gotsis, the Aussie, with a sack. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
45. Mike, 45.
To try again after the sack. Fitzgerald. He's got his man. This is Jackson. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it with Madison. They're able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Watch out, watch out.
Any weapon. Hey, high 7.
2nd and 6. Pass incomplete. Will Parks there in coverage to knock it away. This defense tried to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
Check 45 to Mike. You got nothing today. You got nothing.
45's the mic. Got you, boy.
Ready?
On third down, Fitzgerald. It's brought in by Dodson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 14. This quarterback now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Chris Harris speeds in for the sack on the corner blitz.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
After the sack on first down, Fitzgerald, and he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential, but when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. In your face. 45.
From the gun on third down, Fitzgerald, and that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Little loft on that touchdown pass and sort of dropped it in the breadbasket perfectly.
Right in the bucket, and when you're coming out of college and you're a rookie in the NFL, sometimes you forget about the different types of throws you have to make. You just rely on your fastball and throw it as hard as you can all the time. But in this situation, he understood and threw it in a spot where only his receiver was going to get it and no one else. That was pretty.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Bailey now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3.
Next to score, Vikings 17, Broncos 3.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ben Gideon, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case,
and he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. Everson Griffin, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Throwing on first down. Fitzgerald. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
We got this. The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready?
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. The run on 1st down gets them a couple up to the 27. It's Xavier Rhodes there in on the stop.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Bailey got the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Man up, D. Man up.
Now Riddick. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Alert.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Here's Riddick. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. He's got his big tight end, Fant. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. They'll run it now out of the gun. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Let's rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
They go back to Riddick, and he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
180. Monday.
Watch twist.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. They'll run it now out of the gun. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
From the 39, Roethlisberger. He'll get this one to Patrick. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Roethlisberger. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Roethlisberger now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Flushed out right. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Hey, me and you all day. All day.
77, 77. These two.
Mike 55, Mike 55.
Hey, Echo.
Give me that ball.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And my goodness, another interception. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault.
And he lost the football. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the play.
And Diggs has it. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Roethlisberger finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
44.
Hey, Mike's 50.
Five.
Hey, let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength. Hey, check. Mike.
Quarter.
50. Exit.
Here we go. Here's the block.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And now here is another interception. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself. You still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the